Good evening, race fans. Welcome into race 2 of 15 here in Season 9 of the LSRL Lightspeed Racing League Xfinity Series. Here with my co-commentator, as always, Art. How we doing tonight?
I'm excited. As you said, second race. It's young in the season, everything to race for. And we're here in Kentucky for the Bourbon fans of America 195.
Yeah, one in Kentucky, you drink bourbon, but here's your race information tonight. 2 laps of qualifying to set the grid, 130 laps, stage break at lap 40, a 70% fuel capacity that gets the fuel run right around 38 to 42 laps, so there will be a little bit of strategy depending on if the cautions fall. 5 total sets of tires, 1 starter, 4 in the pits, 0 fast repairs, and 3 green-white checkers if need be. Let's get you right into the on-track action as qualifying is underway. Currently top of the board, Perrin Huggins with a 30.69. He came up just short last week. He's looking for another strong run here tonight. Corey Blevins currently in the 10th position. And on his second lap, will not improve. Sean Anderson to the top of the board in the 15 machine, 30.68. Sets the new benchmark. There will be 37 drivers here tonight, so we're not sending anyone home. Obviously Thanksgiving week, so a little bit of fall off. People out with their families. How about this? We got, I think for one of the few times, we got a professional NASCAR driver in the lobby, Hermie Sadler in the 009. Let's see what the 009 can do as we'll ride on board with Mr. Hermie Sadler. As he heads off into turn number 3. Letting it coast just above the first seam, really smooth on the wheel, tracking out all the way to the wall, trying to build momentum for his second and final lap. Allowed to cut the apron a little bit, and it's a fast turn 1 at 180 miles an hour, and Hermie Sadler into 13th position. Well, that was his second lap, so I think he had an invalidation on the first lap, but good effort there from the 009.
We're going to have to start trying to get bigger drivers.
On board here with Ethan Toder. 33rd on his first lap in the Gatorade car. Nice little throwback scheme there. Looking to improve on his second lap. And Jeremy Steele also out on track. And the number 1 machine on his second lap will go to P8, so a huge improvement there for the number 1 machine. And the only other man out on track, Jeremy Steele, coming to the line, currently 24th. He'll cross the line in the 22 machine, and the 22 will go P10. So 37 drivers, all of them qualifying, all the way back down to Josh Thaxton. They all will race. As qualifying ends with Sean Anderson on the pole. Last week's winner, Mark Whitley, will start P3.
I'm liking the look of the new guys rounding, the top 10. We've got Merrick Watchhorn, Kyle A. Ritchie coming over from Mondays, Casey Brunson, P6, mainstay Randy Arms, P7, Ethan Toter, P8.
Yeah, so a lot of the
on
new guys
entry
coming in and setting the benchmark early and often. And then Sean Anderson was a late entrant last season, but he was able to make the playoffs. And they got a 5-minute warm-up period just in case they had more than 40 and had to do some quick lineup adjustments, but that is not needed. So they'll get an extra 5 minutes of practice, pit entry practice, what have you.
Still pretty insane to carry over 37 week 2. And a lot of the, like our last season champion, I don't believe is here.
Yeah, obviously people out for Thanksgiving traveling to be with their families, but the 37 that are here, appreciate them taking the time to put on a good show for us. I'm sure it will be. Kentucky, a track we really don't see on the schedule a whole lot since it dropped off the real-life schedule a couple of years ago. And it was competitive in qualifying. So we'll see how that carries over. Absolutely. I know Hermie's been in the Discord for a while, and glad to finally see him make a start. He's inside the top 15, so he'll be up there in contention tonight.
Might have a little bit of race crap, potentially see, those long-term strategies in effect. Saving tires, being able to just, handle the car a little better.
Absolutely. So it's going to be interesting to see the first intermediate race of a new season with a lot of new guys making up the field. How's the racecraft in the first, mile and a half of the season? We know last season we averaged about a caution per race, and that was including the stage caution. So these guys really do know how to put on a very clean race, long green flag run, strategy expected. So first intermediate race of the season, maybe a couple, incidents here and there while everyone's still trying to figure out, kind of the pecking order. This is a really good chance to kind of establish yourself as one of the front runners. Say, hey, I can win at Daytona, and I can go to these mile and a halves, and I'll win there too.
I love the idea that he heard, there was free bourbon.
Hermie Sadler showing up for the free bourbon. There you go. Hopefully after the race. Sean Anderson quickest in the warm-up, 30.84 in the 15 machine, so quickest in qualifying, quickest in the warm-up. But I'll be excited to see. I mean, this is really, Daytona being the wild card, we're really going to see some guys that we haven't seen before, their first time on a mile and a half, and we'll see what their true speed is over the course of a long run here and there, and we'll start to figure out the pecking order a little bit. A good chance for some last-minute practice. Probably pit entry, pit exit practice. You just never know what you're going to get.
What you will get is 130 laps of action here on YJ Media. Selfless plug, you're already here, but love us.
There you go. I'm excited. I really am. And then we'd be...
I think we're still at 37 people. Perrin Huggins has manually disconnected, but should be back for race time. Maybe?
Interesting. But, and then also coming up this Friday, if I can find the link. Let's see here. Where can I find the link at?
On their Twitter.
Yeah.
The Turkey Fun Run.
Yeah, they got a LSRL special event this Friday at Talladega. There we go. Copy. If you're interested in some Black Friday fun.
Although it is a $10 per driver entry.
Yes, but Payouts for the winner, $75, 25 for second. Third place gets $15. So payout based on 25 drivers, maximum of 40 entries. So go ahead and get yourself a 50-lap Talladega truck race on the schedule and win yourself $75. This Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check out the Discord.
Is it not Saturday?
Is it?
I thought the 25th.
25th is, in fact... Oh, it's Saturday. This Saturday, excuse me. There you go. So we get ready for the grid procedure here.
What's up, Nick Kelly? Happy to see you back. Hopefully seeing you next Monday for the ARS season finale. Championship decider. Especially since we've hit our goal with ILF.
But 37 drivers ready to grid up here. And let me just, real quick, gonna have to rejoin just to make sure the overlays are updated. It got thrown for a loop with all of the first time it's had a warm-up, so we'll go ahead and close out of that and rejoin back while they're gridding up. And that should fix our problems.
I'm having problems.
There you go, but we're joining back in and we won't miss a thing. We're going to have picks to win here coming up in just a second. And it's going to be a tough one. We are 50% loaded back in, and I'm pretty sure they're still gridding, hopefully.
Nope.
Ah, look at that. There they go.
They are rolling.
They are rolling. All right, 60%. Race against the clock. 65, 75, 80, 89. Here we go. We're back in. Just.
Well, I'm taking Mark Whit. Mark Whit.
You're gonna go
That's
back.
my pick to win.
There you go. All right, let's go ahead and get.
Highly unlikely he goes back to back, but starting P3. Who's your guy?
Give me. We'll wait for the overlay to refresh. Hopefully it'll come back soon. You want to do it with the refresh, but give me Kyle A. Ritchie from P5. I think he'll get it done here tonight in the 76.
Good choices.
We're getting ready to take the green flag here. Sean Anderson enters the Geico restart zone with Perrin Huggins on his outside, and we are underway. The 15 machine will be clear down into turn number 1. Whitley already challenging, though, on the exit of turn number 2. A power move from the 77, looking to go back-to-back. An aggressive move there from Perrin Huggins to get down to the bottom side in front of Casey Brunson. And make that move stick there for P2.
Pretty calm throughout this field. Little shakeups at the back, but otherwise normal.
Landon Quisenberry up 4 spots. He's ripping that high side in the 17th position. Josh Thaxton started dead last. He's already up into the 29th position.
He's already been 3 wide. Doing it again here at the back.
And there we go. The overlays finally decided to kick in. You'll see your favorite driver, the team information, and all that good stuff. The custom number files, some that were provided from the drivers themselves, and others were taken from their real-life inspiration. But Mark Whitley is gone. 6.5 tenths. The only man to run in the 30s. On that last lap, Perrin Huggins does settle back into second.
I made a good choice there.
Under pressure, though, by Merrick Watchhorn. the teammate of Mark Whitley. So right now, Driven Motorsports, a 1-3, doing a great job. And we have gone 3 laps green from the start. That's good to see, obviously, on intermediate. And how about Josh Thaxton in the 6th, up 11 spots. Not representative of the pace we know he has. So we can do a last to first challenge here tonight. Zach Scare up 3 spots. He said he was last, not anymore. Running the Coca-Cola holiday theme scheme.
He was never last. Didn't even start last.
Some side-by-side here for the last spot in the top 10. Corey Blevins and Jeremy Steele, the 24, trying to get the power up off the high side. He'll get the momentum. He does get clear. Further back comes Michael Davis in the 57 on Ryan Von Henschel. Lucas Reed and Tony Scarbo and William Bowman and McQuiggan going at it. Tyler French making his first ever LSRL start in the 30. He's all blacked out though. Started 25th, remains 25th. And it's looking like right now, early on, the first 2 grooves really are where you want to be. If you get up too high, you get up in the dirty stuff, and you lose a whole lot of time.
Yeah, we saw that out of Lighted. Billy Davis, he is up on that high side. On that 3rd line, not necessarily against the wall, but on that seam there.
Billy Davison. 42 machine. And he is trying to make it work, but early on I feel like he might have some trouble with tire warm-up. Josh Thaxton continuing his charge. Just right on board with him for a lap, just see what he's doing to make these moves in the 6. Looks like he's wrapping the bottom really well, getting those left side tires right on the yellow line. He's being pretty easy with the throttle. He's made up 14 spots since the start of this race. Here's Herbie Sadler. Started in 15th, down in 17th under pressure from Ryan Tiller. And the Bourbon-themed paint scheme. Got a couple of those just behind him. Eric Shields is in one. The Jim Beam car. William Bowman rocking out with the Crown Royal car. Lucas Reed, a personal favorite of mine, just ahead of this in the Chick-fil-A car. So, some good taste here tonight.
I would say hopefully no one notices, but not a bourbon, but in the same vein, we're not big alcohol drinkers. Or at all.
Don't look now, though. But it is a Driven Motorsports 1-2 as Merrick Watchhorn has gotten around Perrin Huggins for P2. The 91 chasing down the 77. Battle for the lead heating up here.
He's been consistently faster than Whitley.
All 37 cars still running, except Casey Brown. Kind of doing his own thing right now in the 98. I'm not sure if he started from the pits or not.
He did, in fact, start from the pits.
So there's the answer to that question.
Glad to be able to help.
That's the 45 of Von Henschel, looking to take it through I potentially on the front stretch. Michael Davis and Landon Quisenberry just ahead of him. 57 will win that battle.
Landon Quisenberry with one of my favorite comments from before the start of the race. I'm under 21, so he
this race does not apply to him.
No.
He's running the Kansas car. They took a brutal L to their in-state rivals, Kansas State, last week, so surprised he still has the wherewithal to show up, but he's got basketball to look forward to. College basketball underway, so. There are battles all over this racetrack, all 37 of them, even back down 35th, 36th. Larry McDonald and Brandon French.
Yeah, that's the exciting thing about having 37 cars here on track. No matter where we look, there will be 2 cars probably right next to each other. Unless we look at Casey Brown.
Larry McDonald said he would love to go to places like Daytona and Talladega every week if he could. He said
wouldn't you?
He said his teammate is very fast, and right now William Price just on the outside edge of the top 10. Brutal commentary team tonight. Oh yeah, we're coming for your. I can't really talk though. Georgia Tech's about to get beat by 50 this week, so I can't say a whole lot.
Georgia's gonna make it close, so the media starts talking about them. We're like, they think we're underdogs.
Oh jeez. They'll lose the coin toss and be like, see, this is how they doubted us. The media doubted us. But the gap between the top two, the Driven Motorsports guys, has really stabilized about 3-car lengths. 91 got in the dirty air. Perrin Huggins really didn't drop off. He's another 3/10 back. These are all new guys, and Sean Anderson is the first of kind of the old guard. And even then, this is only his second season. Casey Brunson, his first season. Kyle Ritchie, his first season. Jonathan Schwartz, your season 7 champion, really kind of one of the first from
mainstays.
Yeah, mainstays right there with Randy Arms. Mike DeWalt in his first season. Corey Blevins, one of the mainstays.
Down to 13th, Michael Davis.
Is there a way in the race design to hit a manhole cover like F1 in Vegas? Unironically, we'll go on board here. I'll show you how to turn number 4. Just stay with him. If you go low enough on the front stretch, there is a giant bump. So the drivers will be doing their best to avoid that, hopefully. But look at the wheel control here from the 77. And if you go down to that gray stuff, like he's not. You see right there, that's where the bumps and the manhole covers are. And I've seen a couple cars get really out of control, trying to cheat the track a little bit.
Talking about what manhole covers? What was it? Chris Buescher at, I want to say Texas, where he caught something in the infield grass and it flipped him over.
What was it? Who was doing the burnout at Atlanta that one time? Was it Carl Edwards and he tore the whole front off the car? There's numerous instances of manhole covers taking ankles even in NASCAR, so it's not a unique to F1 thing. Here's Hermie Sadler back on the move. 4 spots, Quisenberry. Fierce battle here for 16th with Ryan Tiller just ahead of this. It's a lot of single file. So if we go on board here, you just kind of see everyone's trying to arc the corner, get the diamond arc. Right above that.
Josh Thaxton making moves. He's now going to get into that top 20, trying to take over 19th here.
Up 18 positions, doing a heck of a job managing his stuff. We'll see if he can keep it up. As he's trying to bring Lucas Reed on by Tony Scarbo. And William Bowman as well. Ooh, that's a tight squeeze there for the 59, but it works out. So this race is going to be very important on tires. We were talking to a couple of the Speed Zone guys pre-race, and they mentioned the fuel run. You know, you can probably get to lap 40. They said they don't know if the tires will get there, though. And here's a perfect example. Best lap of the race by anybody is your race leader, Mark Whitley. He ran a 30.95. His last lap was a 32.42. So the drop-off, pretty huge. For a second and a half. And we haven't even made it halfway through the fuel run. But that's going to lend itself to some strategies later on in the race. And good battle here for 26th is James Goodwin. Double J Racing trying to find his way around Travis De Leon, the CMS driver. Tyler French and Billy Davison right behind them.
I wonder if any of these drivers have potentially the same mentality that where, I'll be honest, if I beat Hermie Sadler in a race, I would probably, I wouldn't say I would hold that over him, but I would hold on to that. That would be a core memory for me, right?
Yeah.
Like, I beat Ricky Carmichael in a hosted session because he wrecked. I still remember that. I beat Ricky Carmichael in a race, right?
Yeah.
No one can take that from me.
These are the moments that make iRacing so special, especially if you grew up a fan of the Sadler family. And you get to go race them now, that's some cool stuff right there. They've raced Kyle Busch's spotter, Raced against Dale Jr. and his spotter.
I've raced Ty Gibbs. He's got about the same personality in iRacing as he does on the track.
Battle for P2 heating up. Perrin Huggins is tracking back down. Eric Watchhorn. Top three only separated by 0.6 of a second. Or 0.8 of a second, excuse me.
Just notice we had our first loss. Eric Shields dropped into upload packet loss.
Hate to see that. Through no fault of his own. And we've gone green the entire way, so he'll be way behind the 8 ball, many, many laps down. I love, though, they did such a nice job recruiting, though. You guys got, like, Wayne Ruprecht. Everybody has someone to race and kind of compare yourselves to benchmark-wise. So it's super cool that everyone has something to race for.
Casey Brown is actually catching up to this, Packer in the back. So he'll have someone to race with here soon.
Yeah, they're all too busy racing each other. And Casey Brown on fresh tires the whole way since the start. He'll be catching them. And that's going to be big for him, especially if the race continues to go green. Doesn't want to be trapped a lap down if possible. Got a lot of battles going on. The Hornet's Nest, there's a bunch of different packs, and they're all trying to find their way through. Jeremy Steele especially.
Willie Davison trying to get himself a couple spots back. Finally sticking to that lone line, or possibly forced down there.
Just on board with Josh Thaxton. I mean, again, he's up 19 spots. But there's a nose of cars just directly in front of him, all the way up to 12th, and really, there's Ethan Toder leading the charge, even further up the field. It's 10th down to 18th, separated by a second and a half. Eric Shields was able to reconnect, so all 37 cars still going, but ate it for him. He was having a decent race up inside the top half of the field.
Potentially one of the worst parts about that is it's going to make him take tires.
Yeah, he loses a set of tires as well on a track that's going to eat him up. He'll get the lucky dog if everything holds serve, but probably not much of a consolation for him at the moment, as we're approaching 10 laps to go before the stage.
Yeah, I don't even think we had 7 at Daytona, so let alone here at Kentucky. 7 cautions, that is, to try and get his lucky dog, or laps back.
Be curious to see the strategy. Let's just ride on board with a couple of guys. I don't necessarily know if anybody is saving fuel. Every time we've gone on board, we haven't really seen any clutching or anything. So everyone must feel pretty good that they can make it to lap 40. On board with Kyle Ritchie, you don't see it. Schwartz. Randy Arms is saving fuel, though, so maybe he's pushing a little hard in the early part, and now he's saving. So let's go on board here with him into turn number 1. So he's trying to track down Schwartz for 7th and into turn 1. No saving there. So let's see what he does on the turn 4 side of the racetrack. That's what we figured. It's 38 to 42-ish, but the 42 is when you save. So he's only saving on one end of the racetrack. Let's go on board with your race leader, Mark Whitley. That's Harpoon Design, so he'd have a little bit of insight to what 1 and 2 are doing. So no save there, no save there. Let's see what happens in turn 3. That's a good point. Once the fall off hits and you have to kind of back up the entry a little bit. No saving there. So yeah, just interesting approach from a couple of guys. But we do love the way the strategy plays out. They had the fuel mileage right at the stage break.
The one who he might have a little help being behind cars, but Joshua Thaxton, the biggest mover, going to be one using his stuff up, and there's probably 0 lift in that car.
Yeah, you don't necessarily think of Kentucky as a drafting track, but it does help, down the front and back straighter. If you're tucked up behind another car, it does help you It allows you to save a little bit more as well. Here goes the move. Big send to the inside of the 45, and who's first back to the throttle? They're both a little tight out of 4. Tires are starting to wear a little bit. But the 6 does have position. He's got half the car alongside of the 45 into turn number 1. He's just going to keep making those incremental gains. And he'll complete the pass. 45 tries the switchback on him. But he'll tuck back in line. Josh Thaxton now into the 14th position, up 23 spots since the drop of the green flag. He's already picked up 1 top 5 this season, and he's got a lot of speed, definitely. Battle here for 5th. Last spot in the top 5. Casey Brunson on the inside of Kyle Ritchie. My pick to win. Looks like the 76 will take that spot back.
I got really lucky. I was just like, Mark Whitley, he was pretty fast. Had good teamwork. He seems smart. Pick him.
And he is dominated from the drop of the green flag. Started 3rd. Did not take him long at all to get up to the front. But he has not dropped his teammate or Perrin Huggins. It's pretty much been 6 to 8 tenths of a second for the last 10 or so laps. These 3 right here in a class of their own. 2 seconds separate them from Sean Anderson.
Sometimes you just got to go with your gut.
I'll be curious once we get the caution at lap 40. What does Thaxton do? Since he'll be starting inside the top 15. He might be on for some stage points even. But he's doing a very nice job.
He's got 2 cars right in front of him. I don't think he's getting to the top 10.
Yeah, 6 laps to do it. 5.5, I guess, now. And here's the battle for the last couple spots. Ethan Coder trying to hold off from Michael Davis for some crucial stage points. Guys trying to rebound from Daytona, obviously. Michael Davis, one of them, a championship Ford contender a season ago. Finished 43rd at Daytona, so trying to get his season back in the right direction, and this is a big step forward for him as Thaxton has now joined this party.
He is right there. I think that's what
he is only 7 tenths of a second off of some stage points, and he's getting a push down the back straightaway from Jeremy Steele. That'll help. Especially guys battling here is Mike DeWalt inside of Randy Arms. DeWalt will take that spot away, and here comes Thaxton right up to the back bumper of Michael Davis. Looks like Mark Whitley's got the 77 under control. Looks like it'll be a 1-2 for the Driven Motorsports gang for stage number 1, our only stage, of course. Let's go on board. I think he's saving just a little bit just to ensure that he doesn't run out under yellow. Let's go on board. And Watchhorn just needs to save a little bit more. Whitley is not saving. And again, this is just such an impressive drive. I know Whitley and Watchhorn have pretty much dominated with Perrin separating themselves, but I mean, he's up 25 spots. It's almost a position a lap, really. 1 every 2 at least. And you think, all right, you pass the guys at the back that you're naturally quicker than, that's fine. But you get up here inside the top 15, the competition increases, and he's still passing people.
And he's going to have a little help here. Michael Davis now fighting with Coder.
Almost a little bit of contact there, and I mean, this is for the last spot in the top 10. You want to get the stage points. If you can, coming to 1 to go on the stage. What does the 6 do? How aggressive does the 57 dive it up in there? Very aggressive. The 1 chops the nose. That allows the 6 to get a great run around the 57, and he's 3 wide. Here comes Josh Thaxton. He says, thank you very much, fellas. And with 1 to go on the stage, he gets into that 10th spot. Can he hold it? That's a big send from the 1, though. Way to fight back. 1 running all the way up the hill.
Oh, the 1 got loose trying to fight it.
He's going to stuff it up in there, though. That extra bonus point, here comes the steal, but the one gets tight, and Thaxton will get the stage point. How about that?
What a run.
Yellow is out, as Mark Whitley and Merrick Watchhorn do, in fact, come home 1-2 for Driven Motorsports. Very nice for them. That was a heck of a finish there for 10th. Looks like the 91. Is he running out? I don't think so. Okay, just Perrin
just being a little silly.
But it's close. I mean, they're having to coast it. Billy Davison, what happened to him? Oh, he was out, so he has to tow. So a mistake there from the 42. Thought he could make it.
At that point, you go in early.
You take the penalty rather than running out. Yeah, but that is going to be very close for a lot of guys, I imagine. As they are catching the pace car. Pitch should be open this time, though, so.
2 wide for second for some reason.
And looks like Lucas Reed ran out as well. Let's take a look here. Yeah, and he's slow on the apron, so a couple guys running out here, misjudging it a little bit. And everybody's coming in. So it looks like, did Perrin take P2 there at the end? Before the caution came out, I guess it did. Let's go back and take a look while we're watching 10th. Let's go take a look.
I mean, when we went back forward, I could have swore Watchhorn was P2.
Oh, is he coasting to the line? So this is the thing, though. Does he sacrifice P2 here? No, but by the time the top 10 crosses the line, I think Perrin gets ahead of him. I think is what happens there. Or I'm not sure.
He probably...
I mean, it was right it must have been right at the moment he passed him. Interesting. Very interesting. So Zach Scare is going to stay out and lead a lap. He'll get a bonus point. He's going to come down next time by, and he'll start at the tail end. But Whitley from Perrin for Merrick Watchhorn.
To be honest, if I'm Watchhorn, actually, I would say I'd call shenanigans, but it will line them up as teammates.
Maybe that's what he wanted. Who knows? We don't see the Driven guys in their voice channel. They're probably in their own Discord, but love to talk to them if possible, but we'll just let it be. While we're getting the running order reset, get a quick word in from the amazing sponsors from the LSRL Xfinity Series, and we'll be right back for the restart. Big shout out to Butt Kicker, Wilder Graphics, the Cleaning Authority for all the work they do for the LSRL series of leagues. Not only do they have the Xfinity series on Tuesday nights, they got a GT3 series and an F1 series that run on Monday and Wednesday. Lap 46 will get the restart. Looks like Larry McDonald will get the wave around. And there was a lot of guys that really had to slow their speed down to not run out of fuel. And we got guys a lap down here. Kind of shook everything up. Quisenberry was on pit road for 3 minutes as well. So guys running out of fuel, having to tow, and
Hermie's in again.
yeah, Hermie Sadler's back in, so might be trying
a
to
little double pit.
Yeah, a little double pit there for some more fuel, and every lap is crucial, as we just saw. I mean, if you can get an extra lap or two, be very important. So we're only down to 28 cars now. Eric Shields, I think, left after dropping again. So he'll be 37th and last.
Yeah.
But James Goodwin, Wayne Ruprecht, Joseph McGill, Tyler French, Lucas Reed ran out of fuel. Landon Quisenberry was on pit road for a long time. Not sure what happened there. Billy Davison ran out of fuel, and not sure what happened to Corey Blevins either during that whole sequence. We're coming back to the restart here, lap 46. 28 cars in the lead lap, 35 on the track.
Look at Thaxton P5.
And this is great track position for him. He'll do numbers here. Pace car is off. Mark Whitley in control. He enters the Geico restart zone. Got his teammate behind him. And we're underway. And he goes and is gone. His teammate. He left him in the dust too.
He saw how much his teammate was catching him on that run. Was like, no thanks.
For half a second. And he is gone side by side for fourth. 19 and the 91. Got some inverse numbers going at it. And Thaxton in P5 up 32 positions. Let's crank it up for the first time here on the restart, lap 46. Why not?
Watcher and also getting around his teammate Willie. He's made enough passes as is.
Mike was muted. That's unfortunate. Yeah, if you just missed the whole last 2 minutes, Aaron Huggins take the lead. Quickly down to fourth, and some good battles in the midfield.
We are professionals.
Yeah, look at this. Everyone's just wrapping the bottom. And it's just like a single file snake right now. There's Ryan Tiller, though. He's going to look to the inside of the 22. He's going to get on the throttle early. He'll take the spot. 23 ahead of the 22. Doing a nice job. Up 4 spots in the 23 machine. Battle for the lead. So 91, he's going to go up a lane higher. He's going to try and get that momentum around the high side. He is all over the back bumper of Perrin Huggins down the back straightaway. Taking a peek now to the inside. 4-hole serve. Perrin came up so close in that Daytona race last week. Finished on the podium. 91 taken out by a wreck early. Started 7th, was working very well with Mark Whitley. And showing speed here on the intermediates as well, both of them. So it should be a strong season for Driven Motorsports. To 9 of Mike DeWalt around the outside at 76.
You might have been muted for the people's favorite part of the broadcast. I think everyone loves your tail.
Yeah, they got some good-looking paint schemes here as we fade into the dusk night here. It's going to look really good under the lights. It's looking really good. 28 cars on the lead lap. So if you're one of the few guys that, you know, just didn't run out of, or if you were the majority of the field that didn't run out of fuel, you can pick up some free spots. You know, you got to take them how you can get them. I know Larry McDonald was outside the top 30, but now he's up 27th, and he's ahead of guys that were running way ahead of him early on in the race. So just minimizing mistakes and getting every point possible. Will do wonders for a long regular season.
Yeah, I feel like the rims are an underrated part of the paint scheme. Not everyone does that.
Not every paint scheme looks good with the white rims, though.
Well, I'm not even saying just white. But, like, the rims can accent a paint scheme very well, no matter the color.
Absolutely.
Then again, I'm also a terrible person, and I will paint my rims with pink just to throw people off. Be a little distraction out there on track.
Lap 56, every single lap has been green except for the stage break, so picking up where they left off in Season 8 with some amazing green flag racing, and now Thaxton is on the move here. Mark Whitley down to 5th here. Almost looks like he gave that to Thaxton. They're not really pushing the limits of that 77, it looks like. Kind of just fell in behind and might be trying to save some fuel and tires.
I do not believe ARS races here.
Yep, ARS is off entirely this week for Thanksgiving. And we'll pick it up with the finales next Monday and next Wednesday. Look at this, we got 5th down to 14th, separated by 2 seconds. It's all a single file snake. Here goes McQuiggan to the inside of Michael Davis, turn number 3. He will complete the pass, yes, on the front stretch. Getting down into turn number 1, put McQuiggan up into the 12th position.
ARS, Kay McClinney, next up, and next gen champion.
Yeah, Kay McClinney should clinch next Wednesday night, barring a complete disaster for him. But for Monday night, we have no idea. There's 6 or 7 people that have a mathematical chance for the title. Here on Tuesday night, LSRL, season in its infancy. And right now, you got to think Perrin Huggins, Eric Watchhorn, the guys that can show speed at the intermediates. Well, your whole top 10 right now. Got to think of them as championship favorites early on. So this will be the first really long run of the regular season. We got through the stage break. There are no more guaranteed cautions, so it's all about managing your stuff.
You say I'm really excited for next week. Going to be the Charlotte.
That's another twist. You go to Daytona, obviously to open up the season, you go to a challenging and somewhat unique track in Kentucky, and then you throw them on a road course. The 3 different tracks in the first 3 races of the season. If you can perform well in all 3, then really you set yourself up nicely for the rest of the regular season. Mike DeWalt doing a nice job holding off this group.
It would be kind of funny if they went short track after, but we go to Texas and then a short track.
And you get those swapped and just throw everybody for a loop. No consistency. A little high there. Randy thinking about taking a peek down to the inside. He will dive down now. The 9 and the 8 battling for 7th and 8th. Sean Anderson, your pole sitter, down to 9th. Cade Ferguson doing a nice job. He's up 12 positions in the 28. Missed Daytona last week. Making his season debut.
Right behind him, 12 spots, Kevin Bolton.
In the top 20. He's also in the Crown Royal car. So again, when you're in Kentucky, you drink bourbon. Bourbon Fans of America at 195. And big shout out to Ryan Tiller for sponsoring this race. He was excited about it, and his paint scheme shows that as well. He's doing a nice job. He's hanging on to the tail end of this top 10, only 2.5 out of it in his bourbon-themed paint scheme. James Goodwin is your lucky dog in another bourbon scheme by 1 second over Tyler French. Lucas Reed is 2 laps down after he ran out of fuel at the end of stage 1. Hermie Sadler, you know it's him with the Sadler on the side of the car. 25th. Josh Thaxton and all of this continues the charge. Let's take a look here. His battle with Casey Brunson in the 19. 19 blinks out a little bit.
Alex is going to announce a bourbon sweepstakes.
Ooh.
With the Perry special. I love the Perry special.
Ryan Tiller would love to be there. Look at this. I mean, just powers it up on the bottom. I mean, that's a good handling race car right there. Really everything going right for the 6 right now, and Mark Whitley starting to fight back a little bit, taking a peek there on that 19. Aaron Huggins and Merrick Watchorn, the kind of the class of the field on this run. They're 2 seconds ahead of Thaxton. Just a long single file snake back from Thaxton. I mean, it's 3 seconds back to 15th, and it's all really a 10th, 2 tenths. Maybe 3 or 4 tenths kind of in the middle of it all, but it's kind of incredible.
Whitley and Brunson go back and forth. Whitley sitting up under Brunson through 3 and 4. Brunson with a crossover down the front stretch.
4th and the 19. I mean, look at the card control that's on display from both of them. Well done. 77 trying to use that momentum. He's going to get the draft from Thaxton, and the 19 will concede the position. Great battles through this field. You think it's really a hard 40, and the whole field came in on 42, so we're 15 laps-ish. From green flag pit stops, the cycle being complete. Maybe a little less, honestly, because it's full green flag, really no saving, knowing there's a guaranteed caution, so can't really bank on that. So we'll see who pulls the trigger here. And really, it's, I mean, 3 seconds from 3rd to 14th, 15th. You're at the tail end of this line, you come in a lap early, you get some fresh tires on you, and you kind of charge back up the field by pitting a lap earlier than your competitors. for guys that are just outside of that fight, like William Bowman, you're kind of in no man's land. You're kind of pulling away from the top 20 fight, trying to get into the top 15, top 10 fight. You coming a lap or two early? What's the play there?
I think for me, say if I'm, at least in the group 3 seconds back, I potentially wait and either go same lap as the leaders or a lap after. Because a lap early, it's just you're gonna be on fresh tires. You're gonna have to drive through traffic using up your tires, and just by the time that the leaders finally pit, your stuff is gone.
Yeah, the fall off is pretty bad here. So every lap that you can have a fresher rubber on in the form of 4 Goodyear tires, it will help in the long run. So.
Like, you potentially take it long, then do it short later on, but I feel like doing it early now is not a great idea.
Especially, it's going to be interesting to consider. Kentucky's kind of a unique pit road entry. You're not required to use the runoff, I believe, on the entry. So it's kind of a tight angle. If you come in a lap after, you give up a lap on tires. But just maximizing the time on and off of pit road, especially since it looks like we're going to have some green flag pit stops. There's a lot of time to be won and lost in the pits itself. There's the people's champion.
Oh, he is angry.
He's getting a bottle and has to get burped, so he said, I'm stubborn, I want all the food right now, even though it's not good for him.
Oh, man is finding his voice.
Yes, he is. He got a good burp and he gets the bottle back, so there you go. World peace. Looks like, McGill, excuse me. Joseph McGill was in and out. 15-second stop for the 69 machine. Had the initials of McQuiggan, so I was like, wait a minute. McQuiggan's still out there in 11th. Well, he was the first one in. I know he was kind of off cycle, but he'll be the first to start the green flag sequence here. Who follows him? Lap 75. If you pit around 80, 82-ish, you still can't make it to the end, so it's 2 stops to the end. So, really, and maybe that's what it... And here's Larry McDonald, last car on the lead lap in. It's going to be 4 tires and fill it up with Sunoco Racing fuel for everybody. Sean Anderson, there's the 22 of Jeremy Steele. His night is done. The motor's blown. And he just came in far too hot. We said there was time to be gained, but you can also lose it all. And he was having such a nice...
Too hot there.
He was having such a nice run, battling out for a top 10 most of the night. And yeah, we're still a couple laps away from lap 80, and here comes the front runner, so really you can kind of forget about trying to even think about getting to lap 85 or something, 90, trying to pull a rabbit out of the hat. Even if you double pitted. I was going to say maybe Hermie Sadler that came in on 44. Maybe if he's been saving the entire time, but again, how much time do you lose by saving the entire run and you lose the pit stop time anyways?
Be one of the greatest strategies ever called.
And here comes your race leader. Per Nuggins is on.
Watchhorn's going another lap.
So he's going to get that. Yeah. He's pairing a lap early, but he's already got the clean air. If he can have a nice smooth stomp and get out, then he could extend this advantage and save his stuff even more.
Something bad for our potential challengers here. Mark Whitley, Casey Brunson, they're going to be caught up in a little bit of traffic now, fighting each other. They have the 69 machine, a little bit of contact between the 19 and 77.
That brings Mike DeWalt right into it.
Yeah, that 69 machine on fresh tires, able to
get
he's
up there trying to
kind of shuffle up.
See, it'll be interesting. Perrin will be down 14th, and he's losing obviously some time. Sean Anderson does not get by him even. So Perrin, I mean, he cycles back to 14th. He's having a great race. It's not a bad situation to be in at all. William K. Price is in. 4 tires, Goodyear. It's on. As we approach lap 80. 50 to go. Watchhorn continuing to stay out. You can go out a couple more laps, and really the next 2 to 3 laps we should see the rest of the field screaming down pit road. 12 cars on the lead lap. Zach Scare, he put it on 43. He can go a little bit longer. And then Hermie Sadler, lap 44. He can go the longest of anybody. So he's trying to pull out a miracle. Guys on fresh tires flying by. And Perrin, I mean, he's 3.3 seconds. I mean, look at this traffic, though. Got to be smart, unlap yourself. You know you're quicker. You know you'll get by. But it is a nervy moment there for Perrin. 77 leaves the room, very respectful. Still a lap down to Merrick Watchhorn. This is the hornet's nest right here. You got to get through it, and he does. That's Brandon French, a lap down to these guys on new tires. 3 wide for a moment.
And still out.
And he's going to be on the back of Thaxton here for P2. Everyone else just trying to cycle back the best way that they can. 3 wide here on the exit of 4. Scareboat, Zach Scare, and Tyler French. The 91 continuing to stay out, so they're actually going longer than I thought. I guess they did have a couple laps of pacing after the yellow, too, to consider. So Perrin gets past Thaxton. He's going to unlap himself the hard way here in a lap or 2. So, yeah, I guess with the caution lap, you can go a little bit longer. So maybe Hermie Sadler, I mean, he's going to be pretty close, honestly. If he saved under the yellow, I mean, he's got a shot at it. Didn't take that into account. And there is Aaron Huggins. I mean, he'll be miles ahead of anybody else, especially the guys that he was racing around. Watchhorn, he'll be a good bit up the road, but the 91 will have the fresh tires later on in the race to come back at him. And Huggins back onto the lead lap. 32 seconds behind the race leader, which he'll cycle back to be the race leader. And you imagine the 91, he gets past, and he says, all right, I'll come down now. This time by. Thaxton stays out. Whitley's going to stay out. Casey Brunson all over him. And really, these guys are going a lot longer than I thought they would. So Thaxton, worst to first officially, even if just for a lap or 2. 37th to first. Watchhorn making his way down at 50 miles an hour into that 4th pits box, and he stops perfectly on the mark. Cade Ferguson is in.
To be honest, if Hermie is able to make it like to the end on one stop here, that'd probably be the most impressive thing. I don't even care if he wins or not.
I mean, it's getting close. I mean, he is giving it everything. 86. He's got to go 4 more. He was not saving when we were on board with him, so I guess he just... Now he is. All right, he's going for it. He is going for the 1 stop. All right.
Caution.
Oh, and that changes everything. Tyler French. Let's take a look here. When he just gets on the apron, and around he goes. Oh, and that race car is destroyed back up into traffic. Engine blown, his night's done. And that changes everything.
This is potentially devastating. Because Perrin Huggins, obviously he pit, right?
Right.
If he stays out, there are...
Oh, he's just loose. He gets on the apron and around he goes. I mean, he was loose entering the corner, hit the apron, and that was all she wrote there.
There are 13 cars that can be stuck a lap down if a couple drivers decide to stay out.
Oh, somebody's going to stay out.
One.
Somebody's got to stay out here. We were getting ready for the Hermie Sadler strategy of all time, and I honestly think he was going to do it. I don't know if he was going to win the race, but he was going to get a solid finish out of it.
I mean, he still might.
I mean, he's got the track position now, absolutely. So, I mean, it does work out in a way for him. Here comes everybody, and... Oh, Richie around. off the bumper. Larry McDonald.
Ooh, just hard braking.
So, but yeah, but looks like McDonald wasn't sure if he was pitting or not, and around he went. And
Perrin actually came in, so I believe that's going to be
Zach Scare staying out. But he will pit next time by though, so he won't stay out both times. But no, Schwartz. What do these guys do? They're way back down here. I think Schwartz will trap him a lap down. Actually, what? No, it's going to be complete. I mean, it was completely mixed up grid, so it's going to take a minute to sort this out. Guys were pitting, not pitting, so it will be a moment here. Schwartz has older tires, so yeah, it's just going to be a whole mixed up order here. And you should theoretically make it to the end now. Oh, Brandon French is around. So trouble for the French guys. What happens here? Oh, Cade Ferguson just gets into the back of him under yellow. Oh, man.
Interesting.
Just not paying attention. There was no beef or anything. No, he's trying to save fuel, and he's just not paying attention for the checkup here. Fuel's checking up. And, I mean, that's just slow, but it gets French down into the wall. French would be very unhappy about that, I imagine. Yeah, that's tough to have a lot of damage like that. So with all of that, Mark Whitley's back to the lead of this race.
I believe we're going to have 24 on the lead lap.
It's more
depending
than
on what
I
happens.
thought we would. French, I think, will be okay. I mean, it's a decent amount of damage, but he should be able to get back out before the leaders come back around again. It's like Landon Quisenberry will get a wave around. Lucas Reed will not. So yeah, it's just it's all mixed up. Is that William Bowman with the purple rims? No, he's got the purple car. With the 75, we'll get a wave around. The 28, that's Cade Ferguson that was just involved, rocking the purple rims. The 69 of Joseph McGill will get one. Daniel Hashey will get one. 12 Machine Travis DeLeon will get one. The 11 of James Goodwin will get one. Tony Scarboat will get a wave around. Lucas Reed, Casey Brown. Yeah, so, I mean, they gotta just sort this out. But it is tentatively... Because, yeah, Randy, I mean, they're all going by now, so... It goes 12 on the lead lap, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19... Back to... Yeah, and French is... Yeah, he'll just make it out. So 26, 7. Oh, but he can't... I wonder if it's going to get a bad break here for French. And I think it will. So I think he comes out just a bit too late. And with him being on pure, he wasn't eligible, maybe? So he'll lose out in the heartbreaker. So it'll be 26 back to McGill. Maybe French is kind of just idling there. He did beat the pace car out, but I guess not. Hermie Sadler's coming in. He's gonna come down and pit. Or he's coming out. He's coming out of the pits, so he's gonna guarantee himself kind of going to the end here. So I imagine he goes for it now. But he comes in on lap 90. He'll make it to the end. Randy Arms pitted on 76. McQuiggan on 77. Tiller on 75. So we've got a kind of a mixed up order here with everything going on.
French is still sitting right there. He's coming in.
77, another great jump, and we're back underway.
Whole lot going on here, but that is just all the cars getting their laps back.
Yeah.
giants.
So officially 24 cars back on the lead lap. Goodwin and McGill got one back. So they are fighting for the lucky dog. So it's 24 on the lead lap. All the way back down to Jonathan Shorts, who also came in with Hermie Sadler. So these guys will most likely be able to go to the end, no problem. It's if you get the green-white checkered that you can kind of throw the rule book out the window. Perrin Huggins is kind of the big loser in that. Goes from 1st to 5th. He was going to cycle around easily. And I guess really if you get trapped a lap down in that, you also lose out pretty bad too. So. But it is Mark Whitley half a second over Casey Brunson from Josh Thaxton, who was up 34 spots. He's closing in for second. Kyle Ritchie and Perrin Huggins round out your top 5. Zach Scare in 7th. How about that? So him staying out long, it's going to result in him getting really far up the field here. He's up 28 spots.
Yeah, Schwartz and Arms, they do show up for our Mondays and sometimes Fridays race. Pretty sure if you gave them the option, they would run 7 nights a week.
If they had the opportunity. Let's go on board here with Sadler. Be curious to see if he feels the need to save fuel still. Not quite. Neither for Short. So nobody's saving yet. Randy Arms and McQuiggan will have to pit again. I believe Merrick Watchhorn might. Mike DeWalt might. Ethan Toder has to. Ryan Tiller has to. William K. Price has to. William Bowman does. Casey Brown and Scarbo as well as Travis DeLeon. So that's kind of your split among the lead lap cars. Thaxton does get around Casey Brunson for second. Here's how he did it down into turn number 3. Brunson did not fight that too hard, just kind of falls right back into 3rd there. And he'll hope that Thaxton pulls him along. Does Thaxton have the 1.5 seconds of pace in hand? He'll catch Mark Whitley to complete the worst to first. Perrin Huggins, though, don't count him out. Was dominant after the stage.
I wonder how much of that had to do really with the clean air. Perrin made that power move to get, up under Mark Whitley and take the lead. He was able to hold it.
I'm curious too about guys that are performing a little bit better at night when there's a little bit more grip. Changes the handling of the cars. They started out as a day race, transitioned to night. Especially guys like Zach Scare. He was kind of just middling just outside the top 20. He gets a lucky break with the caution, and now he's holding on to the 7th place. So that car has come alive once the lights came on. Looking for back-to-back top 10s will be a great start to his season. Mark Whitley looking for back-to-back wins. And what would be a perfect start to his season. Thaxton is closing in. They tied, essentially. It was 200th of a second between Whitley and Thaxton. This lap, Thaxton closes in on 2/10 though. He's got Perrin Huggins coming back on him, so Thaxton's got to go because Perrin is pushing. That lap, he was 0.4 of a second quicker.
Getting down to just 30 to go. It really is, paying it over.
30 to go, next time by, we'll complete it. And here comes Perrin is showing that he's got the speed though, because even though that Thaxton was pushing, Perrin caught him too. He started 5th, dispatched Kyle Ritchie and Casey Brunson, and he's going to have to pass Thaxton in the next handful of laps. But they're both closing in on Whitley still. Another 10th taken out of his lead there. But he does have the clean air, and he can save for a lap or two, and then he get him in the dirty air, and then he take off. And we'll see if they got anything for him. But here comes Perrin to the inside in turn number 3. He was doing what Thaxton did earlier in the race and just diamonding the corner, getting those left side tires right on the yellow line. And he slides up right in front of him. Thaxton kind of lets him have it there. He pushes him down the front stretch, and that's a big boost to speed there for Perrin Huggins. Literally.
Is going?
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't notice it. I had to scroll down. I looked. He was still on the lead lap, but he is.
I think he realized that he wasn't going to get the caution he needed. He has to come in again, and he'll lose all that track position. Hermie Sadler putting William Bowman under pressure. This is the one guy that we know can make it to the end, along with Jonathan Schwartz. Oh, Whitley, a little loose there out of 2. He'll lose a little bit. A couple extra hundredths there.
Somewhat scary thought. We interview top 3. We can potentially get an interview out of Hermie Sadler. Make you handle that.
Inside of 30 to go. A little bit of lap traffic there. 23 cars on the lead lap. Out of the race is Eric Shields, Corey Blevins, Jeremy Steele. Kevin Boley's been on pit road for a long time. Not sure what happened to Boley in all of that. Tyler French, we saw what happened to him. Brandon French, we saw that incident under yellow with Cade Ferguson, and then Joshua McQuiggan. But 30 cars still out and battling. And 23 of them are on the lead lap, so a little bit of attrition. .26 laps to go. Perrin was a 10th quicker last lap. Yeah, Ryan Tiller knew he was going to have to pit again, and he figures I might as well pit with 25 to go and get something out of these tires and try and make up some spots at the end.
I gotta say, only losing 7 drivers in a 130-lap race. Started with 37.
Yeah, with one caution. Besides the stage break, Hermie Sadler up to 13th. He showed speed in practice and qualifying, and was just kind of minding his business in the first stage. There goes Randy around. He had to pit. William Bowman in as well. So the guys that we mentioned that had to pit, they didn't get the caution, and they're going to lose some spots because of it. Probably go a lap down and it'll be the end of their race. But yeah, Hermie Sadler's had a really good race since that last restart. Under the lights, his car found a lot of speed. He's crouching in on that top 10. What do guys like Whitley and Huggins and Paxton, they put it on 87. That's asking them to go 43. They're going to have to save a little bit, but as we know, they naturally save a tiny bit with the fall off. They save being in the draft like these 3 are. So can they make it? But you got to think Hermie Sadler, he doesn't have to save. Put it on lap 89, coming to 90, so it was coming to the restart. Battle for second again. Perrin was able to get by Thaxton, but not pull away, and this is actually allowing Whitley to get away. Casey Brown and Scareboat in and out. Tremendous respect being shown by pretty much everybody. I mean, there's been some incredibly tight racing, and they've all managed to come off of it with hardly any incidents. And even the caution that we did have with Tyler French was just a single car spin. So really nothing to be upset about by anybody. Perrin, a 10th quicker that lap. So it's kind of an ebb and a flow right now. Just 21 laps to go. Whitley looking to go back-to-back. Zach's here. Looking to pick up 6th there from Von Henschel. Michael Davis right there in the mix as well.
These feel like big finishes potentially for both Von Henschel and Zach Scarer.
They were kind of out of the top 15 in the middle portion of the race, but the lights came on and their cars came alive.
They do have Merrick Watchhorn right there as well.
It's weird that he would probably be upset with the 9th running in the top 3 for the whole first half of the race. So maybe he's one that's like, oh, my car handles better during the day. But this is some tremendous racing between these 4. A little bit further back, Daniel Hashey and Travis De Leon battling it out for 16th. Cade Ferguson has that damage from running into Brandon French under yellow, so he's dropping back a little bit. Casey Brown on new tires, Randy on new tires, Tiller on new tires. These guys all trying to make headway. Tiller does get around Casey Brown, maybe. Wayne Bowman right there. Scarabo trying to join the mix. Daniel Hashey, he was putting DeLeon under pressure, but he also had to pit. He left it a little bit late, hoping for a caution. It did not come. I tell you what, the 69, he struggled a little bit tonight. He ran out of fuel. Got himself off cycle, but he's keeping pace with the leaders. So he was, again, another one of these drivers that the lights came on and their car's handling a lot better. He's got top 5 speed now. The Bourbon theme night, and a lot of guys, and it was announced this week, they did a nice job of getting some paint schemes put together, and look how tight it is. A little contact there with the 91 and the 45.
Be a little contrarian. I've always been. I was more of a Rockstar guy.
Interesting.
Scare
like
down Rockstar for punch great.
Interesting. And now Travis De Leon is in. So these guys, again, Ethan Toder is going to have to pit. I think Merrick Watchhorn is going to have to pit on 84. It's going to be asking a lot of him to save. If he can, it'll be very impressive while maintaining top 10 speed. And they are a second and a half ahead of Mike DeWalt. But with just 16 laps to go, the gap is pretty stable at around 6.5 tenths of a second from Mark Whitley to Perrin Huggins.
Funny is, you know, second and third sitting there right next to each other. They have the 69 machine just sitting there on Thaxton's, you know, behind.
Right.
But he is stuck with the 6 machine as far as I can tell for the past like 10 laps. And he happens to also be 3 laps down.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, if he just didn't get out of sequence in that early part, we'd have a 3-way fight here for second. William K. Price is in. Oh, does he overshoot it? Yes, he does. Lose a little bit of time there. And these are guys that are just, they were hoping for that last yellow. They know they needed some fuel. Kind of got caught out with that caution, which was right in the middle of pit stops. But they pitted just before the caution. They came in a little early and then didn't want to come down and take a second set of tires. So it has kind of turned this race upside down. You look at, you know, Randy, he's a lap down. He's had way better speed than that tonight. Same thing with Casey Brown and Tiller. And a couple of guys they were just caught off sequence tonight. And that'll happen with these long green flag runs. Zach Scarer up 25. He's trying to hold on to this top 10. 13 laps to go. Mike DeWalt would love to steal it from him. But I think DeWalt might have to pit too. So it's 85. Did you save enough under yellow to bring it home? It's going to be fascinating here at the end. Eric Watchhorn, I mean, he pitted at 84. Let's go on board with him. Imagine he might be trying to save a little bit down the stretch. Under the lights, sold out crowd here in Kentucky, and yeah, he is going to have to save down the stretch. Let's go on board with Mark Whitley. He's had clean air from the get-go. He doesn't think he needs to save. None of the top 3 do. Here comes Thaxton with a great run to the inside. Battle for second. Thaxton just been kind of biding his time. He does get the move done. And he's saving fuel. You can hear it there, coasting. Ethan Coder is in. These guys, they were just leaving it late, just begging for that caution, but they're all racing so clean and so respectful that it was not going to come out.
Just way to jinx it.
And William K. Price actually set the fastest lap of the race. He is moving 30.83 on his fresh tires. And Thaxton find a little bit of speed. He gets to second now and is kind of pulled away from Perrin a little bit. But he's losing time. He is saving fuel a little bit.
I don't think that's necessarily a product of Thaxton pulling away from Perrin as much as it's Perrin falling back with Thaxton.
Let's see if Perrin's trying to save fuel. He looks really tight there at a 4. Might have burned his stuff up trying to catch Mark Whitley. He's got a second back to Kyle Ritchie. That's the battle for the podium. Ritchie was 0.3 of a second faster. Let's look at the pass Ryan Tiller was able to pull off on William Bowman for 17th. Right around the high side. He's got the fresh tires.
Perrin's going to have a big problem here. Ritchie's actually...
He caught him 0.3 of a second last lap. Gap is now under a second. That lap...
0.2.
0.2. And he's got the 69 all over his back bumper, so if he slips up, that'll be traffic he's got to deal with. Michael Davis trying to pick off Merrick Watchhorn here. Inside of 10 to go. Sean Anderson trying to run down Von Henschel. And Mike DeWalt trying to get a top 10 by chasing down Zach Scare in the closing lap. So a lot to fight for here. William Bowman trying to find a way back around Tiller, but here comes Daniel Hashey. He's got fresher tires than both of these guys by a handful of laps, so he could pick up the spots. Hermie Sadler and the Shorts, they should be both good on fuel. They're sitting here in 12th and 13th, hoping everybody runs out. They can't make it. Last lap, Thaxton was 0.2 quicker than Mark Whitley. He's now closing in to about 6.5 tenths. Here comes Perrin and then Kyle Rich. Oh, the 69 is being greeted by Cade Ferguson now. Who has gone a lap down. That'll give a draft to, that'll give him a little bit of a draft, but not a lot. It'll actually kind of force him to go the long way around to lose a little bit of time.
Yeah, I think this is going to hinder him versus, helping him.
5 laps to go. What do you got? Fuel-wise, tire-wise, patience-wise is, Hashey. He gets around William Bowman. There's Corey Blevins, who was on pit road for a long time earlier tonight. And got, again, number inverses going at it, 23-32. Hermie Sadler up there just making sure he keeps the car clean and hoping everybody runs out of fuel.
Whitley pulling in probably just his best lap so far on these tires.
There goes.
Just make sure Thaxton stays behind.
Goes 32 with those fresh tires around the outside. Yeah, the gap's now stable again. He was 0.03 quicker, so it got down to 6.5 tenths, and he got it right back up to 8.5. Randy on fresh tires gets around Cade Ferguson, who is having to save because he pitted on lap 84. So watch for Cade Ferguson and Merrick Watchhorn in the death to either run out or kind of drop off pace-wise. Michael Davis pitted on an 87. He does not have to save as much fuel as the 91, so that could help his battle there. And we're coming to 2 laps to go, and it is all Mark Whitley, 0.8 of a second. Thaxton trying to do the worst to first. Landon Quisenberry had to come down for a splash. Let's go on board. 2 laps to go. Do they have enough fuel? He's not saving, so he's got to be good at this point. You wouldn't be trying to risk it otherwise. The 91 still having to save. But down the back straightaway, just needs to get through 3 and 4, hoping for no caution. Lucas Reed is in with 2 laps to go, coming to the white flag. Thaxton 9/10 back. Race is official. The 77 just has to get it around one more time. Thaxton there if they have a bobble. Michael Davis does get around Watchhorn, who has really slowed down his pace on the final lap. Through 3 and 4. For the final time, just got to power it up off of turn number 4 and address the flag stand. Mark Whitley going to go back-to-back. Dominating performance here yet again. Thaxton rounds out second with Perrin bringing home the podium. And who runs out of fuel? Zach Scare. I think DeWalt ran out at the line. And Merrick Watchhorn is out as well. Hermie Sadler and Schwartz come home 12th and 13th. But it was a decent enough gamble from DeWalt and Watchhorn. That gives Zach Scare 2 top 10s. And guys running out. What a race. What a very good race. 1 caution that wasn't the stage break. And it was a single car spin. Had the fuel strategy. That was very impressive.
Just want to say, go to gut. That gut
He got the
Mark
pick to
Whitley was
win.
that guy.
He did. Kyle Ritchie came home 4th. Not a bad effort. And for the 2nd week in a row, this 77 machine burning it down. Well-managed drive here. And there is your championship favorite after 2 weeks with a 100% win ratio. It couldn't be anybody else. He's Season 9's Jared Lindsay.
Gonna be my pick to win for the foreseeable future.
Until someone can beat him. We'll see how he is on the road courses next week. Scare, that was a heck of a drive. You're up 26 spots. That was great.
Need another NASCAR ringer for, the road course. Where's Boris set at? What's he doing nowadays?
That was pretty fun. We'll see. Let him do his burnouts and see if we can get him in here.
Got his teammate. There he is.
All right, let's pull him here. Mark Whitley, this is 2 weeks in a row, back-to-back wins to kick off the season. It's a perfect way to start your season. And you had to do it the hard way tonight. A little bit of fuel strategy involved tonight. Talk me through how you managed this race and were able to bring it home.
Yeah, I was able to get a good jump on the initial start and get up to the lead pretty good and kind of run my own line. It kind of worked out. I was taking it really easy on the tires, and the same kind of doing that kind of saved a little bit of gas. And a spotter told me I just needed like half a lap of gas to save it to make it to the stage. So we were able to squeeze it out. Had like one extra lap, and then when we went back green from the stage, I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, yeah, you need to save like 2 or 3 laps, like 2.5 laps a set. And I'm like, I was like, well, let's try it. So I just, took it easy. I was clutching it a lot, getting in the corner, trying to just keep the momentum, not using the gas any up. And I really think we were going to be right on the number. I think we were going to make it if that caution didn't come out, during that long green flag run. I think we were going to make it to the lap we wanted to not have to save as much the second run. And I think we would have probably been in a good situation. But caution came down, got tires. It was pretty much wound up being the exact same run that we had to open the race, 40 laps, 41 laps. So I knew as long as I took it easy, I'd have enough gas. I saved a little bit extra just in case. I was getting a little worried there. They were kind of catching me faster than I wanted, but then I think they burnt their stuff up. And after that, it was just kind of holding serve and just maintaining the gap and making sure I had enough gas. And like you said, it's a hell of a way to start the season. 2 wins in a row. Daytona was a big surprise. This one, not usually my favorite track, so I'll take it. So I guess that's kind of 2 surprises for me to start the season. I'll never gonna turn that down.
Yeah, absolutely. You can never complain with 2 in a row. And like you said, it was an interesting race with the fuel strategy. We had the caution come out right as everyone was trying to figure out their final couple plans. We had some comers and goers, and Perrin Huggins was quick tonight. Thaxton was making a charge at it. You racing your teammate very early on, the 91 for the lead. So you kind of held them all off in the end of it, and had the long run speed and the tire management to kind of hold on. And you cement yourself as the championship favorite. Obviously, you can't argue with 2 races, 2 wins. So until otherwise, you are the man to beat going into the Roval next week.
I like the sound of that, especially the Roval. I really like that track
man.
too. So hopefully, maybe we can go 3 for 3. If not, at least get a good run next week and just keep this positive momentum rolling.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again on a solid performance, 2 from 2, and we'll let you get any shout-outs in that you got for the broadcast.
Oh yeah, big shout out Harpoon Design. Brantley over there, he does all my paint schemes. He put this awesome scheme together. This is one of my favorite ones he's done for me. He also spotted for me the first part of the race. He had to go. He had other obligations the second part of the race. So, appreciate him. Check him out at harpoondesign.com if you want to get a custom made paint scheme from him. Or if you just want to check him out on Trading Paints, he's got almost 2,000 paints on there. So something for everybody if you want to just check out some of his other work. Shout out to my teammate Merrick. I know he kind of got caught out by that caution we had during the green flag run. And I think he wound up running out of gas there at the end trying to stretch it. But he was really fast. His finish probably won't really not a good indication of how good he really ran. So hope to see him up there and having a better weight next week. And shout out to my other teammate John for finish spotting for me after Brantley had to leave. So I really appreciate him. And shout out to the league. Really good car count, 2nd week in a row. As many cars as we had, we only had 1 natural caution. That is you might print that off and post it on a post board because that's an achievement to have over 30 cars and only had 1 natural caution. So
which was a single car spin too.
Yeah, exactly. So that is a hell of an accomplishment from what I've in all my years of league racing. So huge shout out to the whole league for doing an awesome race and for you putting on a good broadcast. Should be fun to go back and watch. Got to go run spot for somebody else now real quick, and hopefully we can come in here and get another W next week.
Absolutely. Congratulations again. We'll see you next week. Have a great Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
He's going to go spot. That's a man that loves racing. Here with Josh Thaxton, and for the first, I think, 25 laps, it was a lap that you were passing, started dead last, and you come home second, so not a bad night at the office. How are you able to go from last to second here tonight?
I think the main thing, we just kept the car clean, and we were able to save our right front. A lot of people in 3 and 4, they weren't running the bottom. They were running like a groove up or second groove up from that, and you really had to be at the bottom. Like you had to lift and brake and get to the white line. Anywhere else was like really tight.
Yeah, I noticed early on, that's what we kind of noticed. You were able to wrap the bottom probably better than anybody else. So you got the left side tires right on that yellow line, and you were just rolling through the center of the corner, and no one had anything for you. But just talk me through the fuel strategy a little bit, especially with that caution coming out right there and kind of shaking the order up. Do you think you had anything to get to the front tonight and battle that 77? Do you think you had anything left for him?
If that caution didn't come out, I was only going to pit that one time. I wasn't pitting again, and I might have would have had him there. I think he was behind me, but I don't remember how far behind he was. But I had saved enough fuel to make it to where I could save some more fuel in the second part of that, and be able to make it.
Yeah, absolutely. But 2 races, 2 top 5s, not bad at all. You're definitely a championship favorite early on here in the season, and looking forward to seeing how you continue the momentum. But congratulations again, and we'll let you get any shout-outs in if you got any.
I want to thank you guys for broadcasting for us. You guys do a great job, and shout out to my team, Express Esports. Best team out here.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations. Have a great Thanksgiving. We'll see you back here next week for the Roval.
All right, thank you guys.
Yep. And here with your third place finisher, Perrin Huggins. Again, 2 weeks, 2 top fives for him. He told us at the end of the Daytona race he had this one scheduled, and it was obvious why. He had great speed in the middle part of that race. Did a fantastic job and was kind of in a league of his own during the middle portion of this race. Kind of got caught out by that one and only caution, the natural caution that we had. It kind of dropped him down back to 5th. And you're able to fight back to 3rd. Do you think you would have had the race won had that caution not come out?
I think so. Yeah. I think I had it played out real well, but that's part of racing. So we'll take the 3rd and move on to my worst track next week.
Yeah, right turns next week. Obviously, will shake things up, but you can't complain with 2 top 3s in 2 weeks. Definitely, again, at the list of championship favorites, so doing a nice job. And looking forward to seeing how you continue the positive momentum after the Thanksgiving week. And congratulations on another great effort. We'll let you get any shout-outs in if you got any.
Yeah. Thanks, y'all, and shout out to Cody Johnson. He did not race, but he was my crew chief, and I was getting mad, and he said, "Just shut up and drive." So yeah, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, he did a good job tonight in some challenging conditions. Did a nice job with the calls tonight.
Yep, thanks y'all for what y'all do, and I'll see y'all next week.
Alrighty, have a great Thanksgiving. We'll see you back here next week.
Yeah, too. Thank you.
And we'll just go down the order. Got some people left over that want to talk to us, so we'll go get their take on the race. Here with the 91, the second half of Driven Motorsports, Merrick Watchorn was finally able to show his true speed here tonight, and it was pretty racy after tonight, racing your teammate early on for the lead and pretty much in the top 10 the entire night until you ran out of fuel coming off turn 4. Talk me through the strategy that was kind of evolving through the race with the fuel mileage.
Well, it was just a frustrating moment, to say the least. Wasn't really banking on that caution coming out the way it did and being put a lap down on the restart, so, it's annoying, but it is what it is. Ran out of fuel off of 2 on the last lap and just knew it was done, so coming outside of finish outside the top 10, just we'll take it and good points day and just move forward and try to see if we can do well at the road course next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Damage limitation, obviously run out of fuel, but you got to think that you had some pace in hand, and definitely we're probably a top 5 car tonight, so that's going to be encouraging once we get past the road course and head into some more of these 1.5 that you got some great speed to contend for some wins this season.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a big leap. I'm just trying to get used to everyone on the track, making sure that I don't make too many enemies. But besides that, it was a race. It was a good race. I'm happy that my teammate got the win. Harpoon design for Driven Motorsports. But being as present up front all race long just to come out 11th. I mean, you rolled the dice at that point.
Right. But definitely not a bad effort. The speed was there. The extra half a gallon of fuel was not, but good way to get the season started after getting caught up in some messes at Daytona. But definitely a good way to get some positive momentum started for the rest of the season. And look forward to seeing you next week back at the Roval.
Thank you.
Yep.
No, you usually don't.
Hello.
It was Cade Ferguson, Landon Quisenberry. And I think you guys were a couple of guys that had to come down for that splash and go late, kind of screwed some things up. But what was your take on tonight's race? There was a lot of good battling throughout that midfield, and the fuel strategy was kind of ever-changing. What was your main takeaway from tonight's race?
I just had to save fuel. That's what I mean. I leapfrogged 10 people by staying out and just running really slow. But yeah, no, I did not pit at the end there. I stayed with the one-stop strategy and just kind of rolled with it.
Yeah, I think Landon, you came in. I think it was I think 2 to go maybe. I think you had to come in late. Did you not?
Yeah, I came in 5 to go.
5 to go.
I played it long because I was already 2 laps down, and I was just trying to maybe salvage it like 24th. I ended up 27, so it really didn't matter. No, I threw my race away on fuel stage 1. I didn't save enough, and I ran out of gas, and I get towed.
Yeah, a
So
couple guys had that same issue, but
yeah, I just didn't watch it. I felt really good because I jumped up from 21st to 14th, and then I faded back, and I didn't save while I was fading. And yeah, then my chances of finishing in the top 20 was like KU's chances of winning the Big 12 championship after they lost to K-State.
yeah,
0.
yeah. You hate to see it. I'm a Georgia Tech fan, so I'll get my sadness out of the way on Saturday. So, it's
My
tough.
Big Ten game.
There
Go
you
blue.
Oh man, it's
Yeah,
stressful
I mean,
out here for a lot of people this week, so it'll be fun.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah, Cage, you like you said, just save fuel was kind of the story of tonight's race. You're able to do that. You get out of here. You started 31st. You end up 15th, so plus 16 on the night. And
Yeah.
good way to. I think this was your. I think you missed Daytona, right? So good
Yeah,
way to
yeah.
start your season with top 15.
Yeah, I'll take it. Take it.
Absolutely. Well, pleasure, fellas. Have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll see you back here next week for the Roval. Here with Jonathan Schwartz and Randy Arms, and kind of just damage limitation for the both of you. You kind of got caught out by that one caution, able to get 13th and 14th out of it. But kind of talk me through the strategy and kind of how you had to adjust on the fly after that caution.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I think we both kind of had the same plan. Thought maybe faster tires would be better after the stage than trying to save fuel, and obviously the yellow kind of caught us out. Swartz got lucky and got the lucky dog there. I had to stay out and take the wave around. Had to pit again. So he had just tried to get as high as I could after that. Really, I think I was the highest finisher, one that had to take the wave around. So all in all, not a terrible night. Don't run the greatest at Kentucky, so to be able to try to run around top 10 all night was I'd call it a success.
Yeah, building on the success you guys had last season at the intermediate tracks. Obviously, you go to Daytona and you get what happens there, flip of the coin. But coming to the intermediates and showing some good speed like you did last season, obviously, a good way to start the season here in race 2. Schwartz, I think you had came in on it's like 89. I think you and Hermie Sadler are on the same strategy, and I know you were hoping for a couple more people to run out there at the end, but it didn't really materialize.
Yeah, I came down to top off, and I was like, "There's no way they can make it," and then I was obviously wrong on that. So, I mean, I was really close, even though I saved. So I don't know how they did it, but
yeah, we had a couple guys
It is
run
what it
out
is.
literally out of 4, but yeah, it was kind of the name of the game tonight. It was saving fuel and big on fuel strategy tonight.
yeah, I really didn't need that caution to come out.
Yeah, same for a lot of people.
I thought I was gonna get by the leaders and then just kind of hold them off because it was so hard to pass, but just got some bad luck tonight. So it is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. But you guys are quick at times, and obviously the caution is what it is. It's racing. But looking forward to seeing you guys at the Roval. Going to be our first road course of the season. And yeah, it's going to definitely be another mix-up to an already interesting season. So we got the wild card to Daytona, the fuel strategy here, and then we go to the Roval. So 3 unique races in the first part of the season. So looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good finish.
Absolutely. You'll have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next week.
Yep. Or see you too, Max.
Here with Daniel Hashey, who comes home with a hard-fought 20th, up 7 spots from where he finished. And the name of the game tonight was all about fuel strategy. Talk me through kind of how you managed it tonight. And it was kind of changing all the time. We had, saving fuel for the stage and then trying to save fuel. And then the caution comes out right in the middle of pit stops and then the race to the end. Talk me through how you were able to kind of manage that tonight.
Yes, this was great racing. So this is what I expect from LSRL. So the grid is so clean. So that was very fun. We have a lot of intense battles on the back, but we knew that we had to save for the stage break. So after the stage break, I started seeing a lot of cars stopped on the track. So everything went right after that. So my strategy was to save the most I can in the first split after the stage break, but not losing a lap to the leader because I stayed too much on the field. So I went to the box to return right in front of Perrin. I think Perrin was the leader of the race at the time. So I was happy with that position because I had a fresher tire, so I was expecting that I can hold my lap and wait for things to happen in the end of the race. But we had the yellow flag, and this made me wait alongside a lot of drivers to the last lap of the yellow to make the wave around. So we didn't have the opportunity to fuel the car. So I knew that people that were in the leader's lap in the yellow, they had the opportunity to make a one-stop race after that, but we needed to make two. I think it was impossible, especially because I didn't fuel my whole tank of fuel after the pits because we didn't need to, thinking about a whole green race. So after that, I knew that I was outside the fight for at least the top 10 positions. Then I had the good tires in the end of the race. I started to pass some people in the end. We had a very intense race around along the, I think, the 18th position to the 22nd position, and it was very fun. The 20th place it was good. I'm not expecting to race in the front. For me, as I said before, I'm still learning this car, so I think it was a very good opportunity to show some progress in the race, and of course having a lot of fun with this grid.
Yeah, absolutely. And just a challenging race. That caution came out right at a weird time for everybody, and it kind of switched up the strategy for some guys. And like you said, you bolted on a fresh set of tires at the end, and you were moving, and you come out of here at the top 20, improving from where you started. And so 2 top 20 finishes in the first 2 races for you as you head to the Roval next week.
Yes, it was a good start of the championship. Of course, in Daytona, you can always have a little more luck to do better, but I was happy with the P15. And I think I never raced before in this Xfinity car in a road racing. I'm used to race some endurance events like Daytona 24 hour and things like that, but I never did an Xfinity race, so I'll need to practice a little this week, at least to keep the car in one piece in the whole race. It will be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on finishing a challenging race, and looking forward to see what you can do next week at the Roval. Have a great week, and we'll see you back here next Tuesday night.
Thank you, Max. See you next week.
I thought we're all
Hello.
here. Yep. Good job, Austin.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello. You gotta tell Bully to get in here, but it's fine. He's down there alone. But this is
Y'all quit trying to fucking spin out here, please.
Hey, Pinder, we're on the thing, I think.
You're all sitting in the ARS. I gotta go find you, but this is CMS crew. Michael McElroy, Dirty Coward didn't race tonight. Just kidding.
I was 10 minutes late.
Yeah, hate to see it, but challenging race tonight with the fuel strategy. Zach Scare top 10. Talk me through how you managed to come out.
Go somewhere else for this. I gotta focus here.
Very luckily. Mute yourself.
Yeah, that'll fix the problem.
That worked.
Loser.
But Scare, how'd you do it? I mean, you were kind of sitting there in the 20s. You said, "Oh, I'm last in the beginning part of the race." But how'd you manage to? Your car kind of came alive too with some speed once the lights came on. Really
I was
strong.
literally clutching through the corners, just trying to save fuel through the whole race. And when I realized after that caution I could make it all the way, I was like, I'm just going to push, and whatever happens, happens.
You had some serious speed. You're up there battling, right? Like 7th, 8th, and 9th. You're right on that tail end of the fight. And it's 2 top 10s from 2 for me.
Hopefully we keep it up, but next week's going to be like a last place wrecked out finish.
we know the CMS struggles with the road courses, so it'll be what it is. You got to just kind of check the box, and we did a road course. All right, yay. Yeah.
What a loser.
My heart goes out to Brandon French. You kind of got majorly screwed out of a decent finish tonight under that incident under yellow. Not really sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there.
It was the slowest wreck that destroyed the whole left front of someone's car I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it was.
Damn.
Just sitting there under caution. Next thing I know, I'm telling Travis, I just got pitted.
Yeah. And then the rest of you guys, William Bowman, Travis De Leon, you guys kind of were caught out by that yellow, having to make a late pit stop for some fuel with inside of 15 to go. But you had some good speed racing pretty hard inside that top 15 at times tonight. So y'all looked pretty competitive out there.
Wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, nothing to, go home and brag about. But
Had a great paint
It was
scheme
fun.
though. The Crown Royal. It's good looking paint scheme.
Tried to, wanted to,
Yeah.
try to join in on the
The
bourbon.
bourbon. Yeah, there you go.
Bourbon train. So.
What happened to Boley, by the way? I know he was like.
Oh, he got his fresh tires and came out and got loose coming out of turn 4 and spun her off of 4.
It did not say anything. I just was like, what happened?
And then he got a black flag because he went down pit road.
Oh man.
So yeah, so that kind of did him in.
Let's see if we
He
can.
wasn't running bad.
No, he wasn't.
He
Not
was,
at all.
He was right behind me when that happened. So yeah, he'd made up 10 spots, so he was doing pretty good.
Definitely, but McElroy 10 minutes late. Hate to see it.
Yeah, and I was actually excited because I thought I saw a warm up. Was there a warm up this race?
There was. If they do above 40 drivers, they got to thin the herd. They got to 37. So
I was excited because I was like, oh, maybe I can join during the warm up, and nope. Once qualifying ends, you're done.
Yep.
So,
but yeah, Michael McElroy loves a strategy race, though, so that would have been fun to watch. Yeah, good stuff from you guys. We head off to not Thanksgiving break. We're already back in action next week, but the Roval, and then next Monday night for the ARS finale. So got a lot of good stuff coming up.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
heck yeah.
Alrighty, fellas, y'all have a good one. Great Thanksgiving, and we'll see you Monday night.
Hey, same to you.
Yep.
And,
Yep.
hope Dale has an amazing first Thanksgiving.
I'm sure he will. It'll be fun.
Awesome.
Alrighty, y'all have
God
a great
bless.
one. Yep.
See you, dude.
And we're back. They're hiding up in their own little personal thing. But all right, your final thoughts on tonight's race?
I think, thoughts with everyone else, it was a great race. I mean, it's a classic LSRL. We're going to have our stage caution, one random single car spin for a caution, and then the rest is going to be some great green flag racing.
And now they're doing it with 37 drivers, so it's been an incredible start to the season. Mark Whitley gets it done 2 weeks in a row, just under a second over Josh Thaxton. Perrin Huggins on the podium 2 weeks in a row. And looking forward to a great season, 2 great races, and we'll be back here next week. The Roval, we'll see how that shakes up the running order yet again, but here are the race results. 13 cars on the lead lap. Back to Jonathan Schwartz. Great to see Hermie Sadler come out. I know he's been in a part of their league for a couple of seasons now, but took some time off, obviously. And glad to see him back. That's pretty cool to commentate over a former professional NASCAR driver. And Randy Arms, the first car 1 lap down, first of the wave around cars. And further down the list, you can see some guys just caught out. Landon Quisenberry, Lucas Reed run out of fuel. And just all the way down the list to Eric Shields, who had some internet connectivity issues tonight. And that is your 37 car field. Looking forward to next Monday night, the Affinity Racing Series Season 2 finale at Homestead Miami Speedway next Monday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Browse yourself some Cyber Monday deals and come watch a fantastic race. Next Tuesday, LSRL heads to the Roval for their 3rd race of the season. So looking forward to some great races coming up. You'll have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll see you back here next Monday night. Y'all take care.